All right, everyone. I just wanted to get you a brief update on all the craziness that's going on here. Let's start with GDC. Company received a $10.75 cash bid for the company, and now the company has to address it. The shorts are trapped, 233 million shares short. They're going to go to jail. They don't have any money to pay for these trades. Margin is their problem. So what do? They attack it straight down. It doesn't make a difference if a Somalian just bid for the company. The company has $100 million buyback in place. They have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is cash. You can say anything you like. I don't care if whoever made the bid, that's not my business. I pitched 50 people for the last 3 months to buy this company. Buy the company, sell the Bitcoin, close it up, and you make a difference. And someone finally stepped up and sees the value. They probably did their due diligence. The company has the Bitcoin, just like we all said. It's on the filings. It's the 15th largest holder. These guys have no choice. They're short 213 million shares. If you were short and you're going to lose every penny and go to jail, what would you do? I do the same thing. Sell it down. Maybe there's a stop-loss order. Maybe we can get people to not believe this is really happening. That's what they tried to do just now. Schwab was letting my friends were putting orders in to buy, and they weren't even getting filled. Okay? They stopped the buy button. This is why these guys attacked. They pushed it down. They want the longs to bail out. It doesn't make a difference. This game is over. It's grab all you can because the company has to address, okay? Just before I say that, GDC put out an announcement when they bought the Bitcoin, did the deal, the stock went down 28%. Every time the company has news, it goes down. See the pattern? That's what they do. All right? They're here to con you out and get you to sell your stock. That's all they're trying to do. It's the same pattern everywhere. All right? So this company now has to make a decision to address, just like eBay has to make a decision to address Ryan Cohen. This company has to make a decision. They already have on the tape $100 million buyback. That means they're going to have to do one thing. They're going to have to sell the Bitcoin. They're going to have to sell the Bitcoin and start buying back the stock. They have no choice. Because now the shareholders, we want north of 1075. If that guy's not going to buy it, then we want to have north of 1075. And the company, once they start buying back the stock, once they sell the Bitcoin, which can take a second to do, once they start buying back the stock, remember, the transfer agent, when the company buys back the stock, has to retire the stock. That means they have to rip it up. That means that there's no more stock. They can't retire an IOU or fake share. All right, so this is going to get super interesting. It's in play. There's nothing they can do. The shorts, no one can stop what's going on here. This is a layup, this thing. All right? And I had people who were buying it all the way down. These guys are so desperate, they were selling stock down below 4, down to 3. They can't have it go up. It goes up, they're dead. They can't meet the margin calls. And it's so funny that the news came out, they marked it down just before 10 o'clock. That's when the margin calls usually come out, right? So these guys are upside down, willing to sell it less and lower and lower and lower and lower, giving you the opportunity. People, I can only show you what it is. It's all on the tape. There's no hearsay here. Everything's out there. Company guy's making a bid. The company has a $100 million buyback on the tape, and they're long 7,500 Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's going up. Do you realize how trapped these guys are? Bitcoin's now 81,419. At 82,000, the company's got 615 million in cash. I believe that's the number. And you're selling it down? It doesn't make a difference. A hobo can make the bid. All right? It doesn't make a difference. They're dead. And they're going to have to deliver, and the company's going to force the issue by doing what? Selling some Bitcoin and buying the stock back. $100 million worth of stock. Where are they going to go? They're dead. There's nothing else I can tell you. It's all on the tape. All the homework we've done, we posted it 1,000 times. I told you, it's just math. This is the only stock that these guys have trapped everybody because of the Bitcoin acquisition. They have almost 700, if you think about it, it could be almost $1 billion worth of cash. Companies look to raise $5 million small caps. This one has over $600 million right now. It's worth north of 10, maybe $11 to $12 right now. And they just want to keep trying to sell it lower and lower and lower. I don't think anybody who's long any stock of size is dumping it for that reason. If you're in this stock and you got a sizable position, you know what's going on. End the conversation. People, it's an opportunity. The thing's just going to turn and scream. They can play all the games they want. Selling it low is not going to work. The only way out of this thing is got to go up, and they don't have the money to play. Just remember that. I can't make it any easier. I documented it. It's all on the tape. I put up this story about when they acquired the Bitcoin, the stock was down 28%. Same stupid pattern by the same stupid criminals. They belong in jail. The SEC is the one that's allowing this stuff. They allow brokerage firms to allow these guys to sell shares they don't have. Now, I don't know who's doing it in this stock. I have no idea. But we have to assume they're coming from a foreign land. I would have to assume that, right? Let's think about that for a second. That's what it looks like they're doing. All right, the shares are coming from overseas probably and, wishing, washing, whatever they're doing. Anyway, so you got that down. It's 233 million shares short. Add another 500,000 for today. And, we're up to 234. It doesn't make a difference. They're dead in the water. All right, there's nothing more I could say about this thing. Buy any dip, sell any rip, and just hold on because it's going to go higher. All right, there's no selling in the stock. It's just these guys keep manipulating, offering 500, 300. Who's rushing to sell 500 shares of a stock that just got almost $11 cash bid? Now they offer 200, and they drop the bids. It's just a head game. Take your heads out of your ass and wake up, do your homework. All right, this is how you make money on Wall Street. All right, there's many people trying to figure out the GameStop and eBay saga. They got Ryan Cohen presenting his case everywhere. Well, we're doing the same thing. We're presenting the case here, and we're doing it with data. Data does not lie. They're trapped. I posted the data on this a long time on GDC. The data's right there. The attacks show you how desperate they are. This is not long selling. This is all naked short selling. Hurry, sell it at the market. They were looking for stop-loss orders, and if you had it out there, you got taken to the cleaners. All right? These guys don't want this thing going up at all costs. All right, that's number one. NRGV, earnings coming out. I told you yesterday by the 5 calls. I think I said it yesterday, the day before. Insiders been loading up on the stock. Insiders are loading up. Which way do you think the earnings are going to be today after the close? They're telling you. I told you, insiders have real inside information. You're out of your mind if you're sitting here and you didn't buy into this one. All right, we told you about it 80 cents. I posted it 1,000 times. It has the same appearance. It has the same appearance as Wolf. Exactly. 100% the same appearance as Wolf. Same trading pattern, same upgrades. This is how it starts. I got a target today of $7. I posted the data. What did I say? I forgot the number. I'm blank for a second. Oh, it's 700 million naked shorts and 18 million real shorts. Now they're starting to panic a little bit. In Wolf, they're covering. They're throwing in the towel on Wolf. They're covering. Every day just keeps grinding up. The volatility disappears. And that's what's happening in NRGV. In GDC, they need to keep creating the volatility. Hurry up, sell more, knock it down. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it like it's you're caught in a whirlwind or a tornado here. That's what they're trying to do in GDC. But again, like NRGV, they were pushing it down to 3 the other day. Remember, 335. The CEO bought it. Then another insider paid 365. They were banging it down. Now look at it, up 72 cents. And I told you it's going to start gapping. There it is. I look for it once the earnings come out today. I don't know what they're going to be. Hopefully they're up. And based on the insider buys, tells me that it's going to go higher. That's it. All right, so there's your NRGV. GDC. HLP came out with some news today. They're joining into a, you can read the press release yourself. I'm going too fast. I don't remember what the hell it said. Going into AI or battery storage. I forgot what it said. We know the blueprint is here now. Everything I heard is starting to fall in place. Do I understand what they're doing? No, I was just told to be there. So that's the update on that. There's news on the tape. Now I know why I'm here. And I'll sit here and wait it out. There's nothing more I can say about it. All right? And it leads me down to finger motion. That's the final one. We talked, every stock we had some sort of news today, but finger motion. Well, finger motion is next up. All right? And we will not stop in finger motion. We'll expose them. They're doing something in AI. The big shareholders all said it. I just don't know what the hell it is. I really, I'm not big on AI. It's not my thing. But again, I don't know exactly what it is. But the company, everyone knows the naked short is here. Everyone knows Lynn Partners. Everyone knows Hudson Bay. We know there's 500 million shares short. They're covering finger motion. Where are they going? As you can see, they stopped selling it down. You can see yourself. You don't need me to tell you. There's no selling in the stock. It trades 90,000 shares a day. Every share that we purchase goes into a dark pool. And for those who don't understand the dark pool, the naked shorts are sitting here shorting in the dark pool. So yesterday, if you bought 100 shares of finger motion, 71 went straight to the dark pool, which means that out of 100, 71 shares were naked shorted yesterday. Just keeps piling up, keeps piling up. I say 500 million. I don't even add it on anymore. Just let it go. Whatever it is, it is. 300 million is a lot. Imagine 500 million what it's going to be. When it turns, it's going to go. For those who don't know it, there's a group, Hudson Bay out of Connecticut. They got 2 million warrants at exercisable $1.50. The stock went from $1.50 to $5.50 3 days after they got them. They never converted it, and they left $5-6 million on the table. That tells you what they did. They shorted against it, and they're sitting. Hopefully the company goes to zero. They never can do anything. They won't cover, and they're hedged. So if the stock takes off and goes to 10, these guys will then eventually will have to exercise their warrants. All right, but they locked in their position already, and they're short a couple of million shares. And the debt spiral finance guy is Lynn Partners, notorious. They could short seller versus a toxic debenture. The company paid them off a while ago. So there's your big short, there's your small short with Hudson Bay, and who are they parking with offshore? I do not know those names. So there's your finger. I expect the news on finger coming out shortly. You got your HLP news. It's right on the tape. Read it. I'm willing to wait it out. There's no selling in that name either. Same nonsense. But the GDC is today's trade of the day. It's, buy it, at any given second. The company's going to have to come out and address it and say, hey, we have $100 million buyback. We acknowledge the bid, but we think it's too low, and we're going to take our chances and they're going to have to act. Do you understand? They just can't say nothing. They're going to have to act and say, hey, we are selling Bitcoin. We sold 1,000 Bitcoins today. We raised, whatever, $100 million, whatever it's worth, and we're going to start buying back the stock. That's how the company is going to address this thing. No ifs, ands, or buts. They're not going to sell it. Remember this about GDC. The gentleman that gave him the Bitcoin got 39 million shares of stock. For those that don't understand it, they got 39 million shares at $23. There's only 17 million shares between here and 23. The gentleman who gave the Bitcoin, who did the transaction, needs 23 to break even. The company obviously knows the person, and they're not going to screw him by selling the company out at $10 or $11. All right? They have to go higher. So the company has to get it higher. The company has to get it north of 23. How do they do that? Well, Bitcoin's rallied. Remember, it was 65,000. Bitcoin's now almost 82,000. So everything's going in favor of the company. Sell the Bitcoin, buy the stock back as these idiots try to hold it down. Squeeze it, because remember, they cannot retire a IOU or fake or counterfeit naked shorted share. They don't exist. They're make-believe. When E-Trade, if you go to sell 10,000 shares, let's say at $10, E-Trade will sell it. Tell the transfer agent buys it, he's the one that buys your sell order. The transfers are going to call up E-Trade, say, hey, you got to deliver me 10,000 shares. Well, we don't have Tony's 10,000 shares. The transfers are going to say, E-Trade, go buy 10,000 shares again and deliver me 10,000 shares. I can't take an IOU. I can't retire a fake share. And that's what will wipe out the shorts. It's a technical play, and these dopes fell right into the trap. Whether it's by accident or design, they're trapped and they're dead. Bitcoin is cash. This company has 7,500 Bitcoin, number 15th biggest holder in the world. This small little company, under complete control of Naked Shorts trying to knock it down. If we didn't educate everybody, these guys would have been torturing people to death here. But it's been a slow grind. They attacked it down to 235 maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. They knocked it down. March something, they knocked it down. They're just on fishing, looking for stop loss orders and people to bail out. I think we did a good job educating everybody, waiting it out. Now it's just a matter of when is it going to run. All right, everything's in place. All right, so you got your GDC, HLP. You can read the news yourself. Would I be adverse to adding more? Absolutely not. I think it's a good group of people. I know there's a couple of billionaires here. So now we know what the plan is. You make your own decision there. You can look at it. NRGV, talk to the races, insider buying. The high today was 519. It'll start gapping soon. You're going to start seeing 1, 2, just like Wolf. And for those who just are new to us, and there's a lot of people on this call today, I recommended Wolf at 80 cents based on the, SoftBank and Saudi Aramco stakes in it. That's when we heard about that at 80 cents. NRGV, I forgot why we heard it from Morgan Stanley or something like that. No, NRGV has SoftBank and Saudi Aramco. I'm sorry. Wolf has what does Wolf have in there? I have Google in there now. Sorry. I forgot why we're in Google, Wolf. I think it was based on Bitcoin, going back 2 years now. But we started both these plays at 80 cents. Wolf hit 23 today, 23.19, 80 cents. So for those of you who think we're fools, we're not fools. We know what we're doing. We're just being manipulated. It's hard to fight the manipulation when you can just sell shares all day long, like you just watched in GDC. That's what we're about. We're exposing the naked shorts, and Finger Motion is my number one play in this one. I think this stock is going to go to a couple of $1,000s. No one's selling it. I mean, everyone's educated on it. And when it runs, make sure you put some GTC orders in there. This way, as it starts to run, you start taking your money off the table. Only way to play is to get some money off the table, and then you can let it run to wherever it's going to go, to the heavens, wherever you want to get off at. I think it's going into the thousands, right, based on education. We've been educating the people about this stock for 5 years all over the globe. I've pitched people in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, you name it, New York, you name it, I've been there. Everyone knows about it. And when it goes, it's not going to stop. All right, so there's your opportunity in Finger Motion, GDC, you know about it, NRGV, and HLP. That covers everything we've been talking about. And I gave you my opinion about the GameStop. GameStop, I think that Ryan Cohen knew that eBay is going to go into play, and he took a stake in them, forced the issue. eBay's going to come back and say, hey, the bid's too low, and then maybe we get a white knight, maybe a Walmart or Amazon, someone comes in, tops the bid, pays $150, and they get eBay. Then what happens? eBay's going to go up, and what happens then? GameStop will go up because the pressure of the deal is off his back, and that's when the stock turns. That's the risk arb play there. There's nothing much more to say. Cheap calls, I always told you cheap calls are the best way to go. The stock goes down, but it'll turn when he loses the bid to whoever is coming in, or eBay comes out with a buyback. Something major is going to happen there. All right, everybody, I posted as fast as I can, as much as I can. I'm hoping I'm not drowning you, but I can't have conference calls every second, so I kind of give you my ideas. It's trading. It's moving back and forth, so it's trying to figure out what the next move is here. But we saw their move. They had one move, sell it down. And if it was a long selling, okay, let's look at it this way. In GDC, if it was a real long selling, how many times can you sell your stock? One time? So they'll be done. And when they're done selling, the stock should move higher. but that doesn't have, the stock does not have the look of a long selling. It has the look of a naked short, keep plugging, coming back 200, 500, 300, 200. If you wanted to sell your stock, you put it out there at 5, you would have sold it. They don't want to sell it. They want to manipulate it lower. That's all this is about, manipulation. And you guys got a classic example of exactly what I've been talking about for 26 years. A classic example. Drive them down at all costs. Okay, this is an important part of the game. This is the same pattern you see everywhere. Good news, sell it down. Any news, sell it down. God forbid the CEO sells a few shares because someone's dying or something like that. Kill it down. The stock market is slanted. It's like an ice hockey game where we used to say the ice is slanted. So they keep coming, they're always skating in our zone. All right? This is complete fraud, and the SEC is a disgrace for not addressing it, that we have to do this. And single motion, so you understand, we put the truck in front of the SEC 23 times. The DOJ, the FBI, the Washington Post, CNBC, Fox News, everyone has seen the truck. We have photos of it everywhere. Outside of Lynn Partner's office on Madison Avenue, everywhere. I've spoken to Dan Bongino, the Secret Service, the FBI, you name it. Everyone knows what's going on. Devin Nunes used to speak to my friends. He's 100% educated on this, but Devin Nunes is now working on that committee to overthrow the guys. He was out there this morning. I put a video up and talking. He's moved on to some bigger plays right now where he's going after the people that tried to take over the government. So that's where he's at right now. So we know why he's been moved. I had a good thought yesterday that Devin Nunes was removed. Maybe he doesn't want to be the one when DJT, when they finally start busting the shorts, that he's the CEO of this company, and he's the one that killed all the people on Wall Street. They'll put some other schmo in there, and he'll be the one that, when the shit hits the fan, he'll be the one taking the credit for the squeeze. Like Ryan Cohen taking the credit for whatever he's doing now, right, in GameStop. So that was someone who we talked about, and I said that was interesting because now, who's going to take the fall for it? It's not Devin Nunes. Right, he talked about it, but it comes under someone else's watch when it squeezes. It's a good thought. I just trying to give you thoughts that I speak to a lot of people about. Anyway, people, you got the whole playbook. Those are the 4 stocks we talk about. 3 already in play, and we're just waiting on single motion. Again, 500 million shares naked short. Data doesn't lie. People do. It's all right there. Anyway, listen, everyone, have a great day. I hope I covered everything. Thanks.